Hi, are you waiting to learn about the stem or root words in medical terminologies? Don't worry, I got you covered. This is Surya Johnson, your medical coding guide. Hi, in today's video, we're going to see about the stem or root words in medical terminologies. I hope you already watched my prefix and suffix videos. If you have not yet watched them, I'll put the link in the description box. So first go and watch those and then come to the root words, so it will be very much easy for you to understand the medical terminology. We'll learn the stem or root words of medical terminology based on the human body systems. So it will be very much useful for you, like you can learn both the things at the same time. One is the root words in medical terminologies and as well as the human anatomy, which is really needed for all the medical coders out there to derive the correct code. First of all, to understand the EMR, the documentation of the doctor, what he is talking and what he is explaining in the medical terminology, and next to derive the medical code, which is the most important job role of a medical coder. Being a medical coder, you don't have to learn about the cellular level anatomy, which is needed for the doctors and nurses and paramedics out there, but for a medical coder, learning the general human anatomy is must. There are a total of 11 body systems. Number 1, circulatory or cardiovascular system. Number 2, digestive system. Number 3, endocrine system. Number 4, integumentary system. Number 5, immune and lymphatic system. Number 6, muscular system. Number 7, nervous system. Number 8, urinary system. Number 9, reproductive system, both male and female reproductive system. Number 10, respiratory system, and number 11, skeletal system. We learn the stem based on the human body system. So the root words in medical terminology based on the human body system will be as 2 videos, because we cannot cover all these 11 systems in one video, and I also don't want to overburden you because you are in the beginning stage. So learning everything at a single stretch will be really difficult and hard for you to understand. So we'll break this root words based on the human body system into 2 videos. In today's video, we'll see about the circulatory or cardiovascular system, digestive system, integumentary system, muscular system, and respiratory system. So the first system, we'll see about the respiratory system. What's the respiratory system? The respiratory system is a network of organs and tissues that help you breathe. It includes your airways, lungs, and blood vessels. The muscles that power your lungs are also part of the respiratory system. These parts work together to move oxygen throughout the body and clean out waste gases like carbon dioxide. And what is the use of respiratory system? It allows you to talk and to smell. It warms air to match your body temperature and moisturizes it to the humidity level your body needs. Respiratory system delivers oxygen to the cells in your body. It removes waste gases when you exhale. It protects your airways from harmful substances and irritants. This is just a small note about the respiratory system. We'll see about the parts of the respiratory system. It includes the nasal cavity, the nose, the pharynx, the larynx, trachea. Then the trachea goes into the bronchus. Then the bronchus branches into bronchioles. Then it ends up as an alveolar sac. Then the right lung, left lung, and the diaphragm below. The right lung has 3 lobes, the superior lobe, the middle lobe, and the inferior lobe, whereas your left lung has only 2 lobes, a superior and an inferior lobe. We'll see about the root or stem words of respiratory system with clinical example. First one, naso, rhino. It means nose. Naso, rhino means nose. For example, rhinitis. If you've already seen my prefix and suffix video, now you would already notice what is itis. Itis means inflammation. So rhinitis means inflammation of the nose. So now you know why I'm repeatedly insisting you all to learn about the prefix, suffix and the root words in medical terminology, because if you don't know what is itis or what is rhino, it will be very much difficult for you to understand the file. As I've already told in my previous videos, there's a difference between understanding encoding and not understanding encoding. That differentiates you from the other coders. So the next one is pharyngo. Pharyngo means pharynx. Example, pharyngitis. So it means inflammation of the pharynx. The next one is laryngo. Laryngo means larynx. Example, laryngoscopy. So laryngoscopy means examination of the larynx through a scope. The next one is tracheo. Tracheo means trachea. It is also known as windpipe. Example, tracheostomy. Tracheostomy means a surgical opening in the trachea. The next one, broncho. Broncho means the bronchus, bronchi. Example, bronchitis. It means inflammation of the bronchus. The next one is bronchio. Bronchio means bronchioles. You should keenly find the differences like a broncho and bronchio, just an I added to it and it is a different part. Example, bronchiolitis, inflammation of the bronchioles. Alveolo, it means alveolus, that is their alveolar sac. Example, alveolar, R means pertaining to, so pertaining to alveolus. The next one, pneumo or pulmo or pneumono. All these three means lung. Pneumonia means disease of the lung. The next one is pleuro. Pleuro means pleura, the outer covering of the lungs. Pleuritis, also known as pleurisy, it means inflammation of the pleura. Next we'll move on to the digestive system. So the digestive system is uniquely constructed to do its job of turning your food into the nutrients and energy you need to survive. And when it's done with that, it converts to solid waste or also known as stool for disposal when you have a bowel movement. So we'll see about the parts of digestive system. Your digestive system starts with the oral cavity, your mouth. Then you have the glands, sublingual glands, some mandibular glands. Then it will be the esophagus, that is the food pipe. Then it goes to stomach. After that, it goes to the small intestine. The small intestine starts from duodenum, jejunum and then ileum, and then it goes to the large intestine. The large intestine starts with the cecum, transverse colon, ascending colon, descending colon, sigmoid colon, and then to the rectum and finally to the anus. Apart from this, there are few other organs that are included in the digestive system. They are liver, gallbladder, common bile duct, pancreas and spleen. We will see about the stem or root word of the digestive system. The first one, glosso, it means tongue. Example, glossitis. The next one, esophago, it means esophagus. Example, esophagitis. The next one is gastro, which means stomach. Example, gastritis, it means inflammation of the stomach. The next one, duodeno, it is duodenum. Example, duodenal ulcer, it means ulcer pertaining to the duodenum. The next one, jejuno, it means jejunum. These are the small intestine parts from the duodenum. Example for jejunum is jejunostomy. Jejunostomy means, ostomy means artificial opening in the jejunum. The next one is ileo, which is ileum. Example, ileitis, it means inflammation of the ileum. The next one is entero, it means intestine. Example, enteritis, inflammation of the intestine. The next one is colo or colono, which means colon. Example, colonoscopy, it is the examination of the colon. The next one is cecal, which means cecum. Example, cecal. Cecal means pertaining to the cecum. The next one is sigmoido. These are large intestines from colon. Sigmoido means sigmoid colon. Example, sigmoidoscopy. It means the examination of the sigmoidal colon. The next one is recto, which means the rectum. Example, rectocele. Cele means herniation or bulging, right? So herniation of the rectum. The next one is ano. Ano means anus. Example, anoscopy. It is the examination of the anus. The other organ system which also makes a part of digestive system are hepato. Hepato means liver. Example, hepatomegaly. Megaly means enlargement. So enlargement of the liver. The next one is cholecysto. Cholecysto means gallbladder. Example, cholecystitis. It means inflammation of the gallbladder. The next one is pancreato. Pancreato means pancreas. Example, pancreatitis. The next one is spleno. Spleno means spleen. Example, splenectomy. Splenectomy means removal of the spleen. The next one is choledocho. Choledocho means common bile duct. Example, choledocholithiasis, the formation of stone in the common bile duct. Next, we will move on to the stem or root word pertaining to the cardiovascular system. So, the function of the cardiovascular system is to make sure your body gets the oxygen, nutrients and other things it needs and gets rid of waste. The parts of your cardiovascular system are aorta, superior vena cava, pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein, left atrium, right atrium, pulmonary valve, mitral valve, aortic valve, tricuspid valve, left ventricle, right ventricle, inferior vena cava, septum and the pericardium. So, the root or stem words pertaining to cardiovascular system. The first one is angio. Angio means vessel. Example, angioectasia. Ectasia means dilatation. So, dilatation of the vessel. The next one is vaso or vasculo. It also means vessel. Example, vasculitis. The next one, aorto. Aorto means aorta. Aortitis. It means inflammation of the aorta. The next one is artero or arterio, which means artery. Arteriosclerosis. Arteriosclerosis means hardening or thickening of the arteries. The next one is arteriolo. Arteriolo means arterioles. Example, arteriolar. It means pertaining to the arterioles. The next one is atrio. Atrio means atrium. Example, atrial. Atrial means pertaining to the atrium. The next one, cardio. Cardio means heart. Example, cardiomegaly. Cardiomegaly means enlargement of the heart. The next one, endocardio. Endocardio means endocardium. Example, endocarditis. It is inflammation of the endocardium. The next one is myocardio. Myocardio means myocardium. So, you already know what is cardio, it is heart. So, what is myocardio? Myo is a prefix here. Myo means muscle. So, muscle of the heart, myocardium means. Example, myocarditis, inflammation of the cardiac muscle, that is your heart muscle. The next one is pericardio. It means pericardium. What is peri? You already know, right? Peri means around or surrounding. So, that is around or surrounding heart. Example, pericarditis. It is inflammation surrounding the heart. The next one is septo, which means septum. Example, septal. It is pertaining to the septum. The next one, veno. Veno means vein. Example, venous. Venous means pertaining to the vein. The next one, valvo or valvulo. Both means valve. Example, valvular. It means pertaining to the valve. The next one is ventriculo. Ventriculo means ventricles. Example, ventricular. Now we will move on to the integumentary system, that is your skin. The integumentary system is the largest organ of the body that forms a physical barrier between the external environment and the internal environment that it serves to protect and maintain. So the parts of integumentary system are the epidermis, that is the outer layer of your skin, dermis, and then the subcutaneous layer. It comprises of squamous cells and basal cells, fat cells, and then it also has sweat gland, lymph vessel, blood vessel, and your hair follicles. So we will see about the root words of the integumentary system. The first one is adeno, which means gland. Example, adenitis. The second one is cutaneo. It means skin. Example, cutaneous abscess. It means the abscess pertaining to the cutaneous, that is the skin. The next one is dermo, derma or dermato. All these mean skin. Example, dermatitis. It means inflammation of the skin. Next one is hydro. Hydro means sweat. For example, hyperhidrosis. Hyperhidrosis means excessive sweating. The next one is histio. Histio means tissue. Histopathology. It means the study of the diseases of the tissues. The next one is lipo or lipido, which means fat. Example, lipoma. Lipoma, or sometimes called as lipoma, the fatty tumor. The next one is onycho. Onycho means nail. Example, onychomycosis, which means the fungal formation in the nail. The next one is pylo, which means hair. Example, pilonidal cyst, which means a cyst formed by the hair. The next one, rhytido. Rhytido means wrinkles. Example, rhytidectomy. It means the surgical excision or removal of the wrinkles. So now we will move on to the muscular system. The muscular system is composed of specialized cells called the muscle fibers. Their main function or the predominant function is contractibility. It can contract. Muscles attached to bones or internal organs and blood vessels are responsible for movement. Nearly all the movement in the body is a result of muscle contraction. There are three types of muscles in the body: cardiac muscle, smooth muscle, and skeletal muscle. Both the cardiac and the smooth muscle are involuntary muscle. That means it can work by its own without the command from the brain. The skeletal muscle is a voluntary muscle. It receives a command from the brain and then it works. The cardiac muscle means it is the muscle that makes the cardiac system, that is the heart. All your soft internal organs are composed of the smooth muscles. All the muscles that is joined to your skeletal system, that is the bones, these are all called as the skeletal muscles. I am not going to explain each muscle names because it is huge list and it's not needed for a medical coder. When you become a specialized medical coder for that muscular system, like you're going to work in a muscular system surgical level, at that time you should know all these muscles. In general, you can know about the common medical root or stem words pertaining to the muscular system. So the first one is fascio. Fascio means the band of tissue surrounding the muscle, fascia. Example, fasciitis, inflammation of the fascia. The next one is leiomyo. It means smooth or your visceral muscle. Example, leiomyoma. It means a fibroid in your uterus. The next one is myo or myoso. It means muscle. Example, myalgia. Algia means pain. So pain in your muscle pain. The next one is rhabdomyo. Rhabdomyo means your skeletal or also known as your striated muscle. Example, rhabdomyolysis. It means the destruction of your skeletal muscle. The next one is sarco. Sarco. It means soft, fleshy or your connective tissue. Example, sarcoma. Sarcoma means tumor of your connective tissue. Next one is myocardio. You have already learned about this in the cardiovascular system. Myocardia means your heart muscle. Example, myocarditis, that is inflammation of your heart muscle. So in this video, we have covered about the 5 systems, that is the circulatory or cardiovascular system, digestive system, your integumentary system, respiratory system and the muscular system. So in my next video, we'll cover the remaining 6 systems. Can we have an assessment and let's see how far you understood. The first one is tracheostomy. What is the root word tracheo in tracheostomy means? You're right. The second one, what is the stem esophago in the word esophagram mean? You're right. The third one, what is the root word cardio in the word cardiomegaly means? You're right. What is the root word lipo in the word lipoma means? You're absolutely right. The last one, what is the root word rhabdomyo in the medical term rhabdomyolysis means? Wonderful. You all did a great job like you did in my suffix and prefix video. If you're not able to answer these questions, don't worry, you can go through this video again and it's better if you can take notes. It will be useful for you in your future also. Keep watching for my second video about the root and stem words in medical terminology. If you find this video to be useful and informative, please click the like button. It will really mean a lot to me. And if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe and hit the notification icon so you'll not miss any of my future videos. This is Surya Johnson, your medical coding guide.